Hey everyone, my name is Besan Abu-Joudeh and I am a social impact coach. My coaching practice is called Pause Impact, and I help people create what they're being called to create in the world. My vision for my practice is to help people feel more aligned with their purpose and also feel empowered to take action to create whatever it is that they feel like they want to create that's part of their soul's calling in the world. I was one of the co-founders of a social enterprise back in 2016. I was doing exactly what I thought I wanted to do in the world, was working with a great team, tackling a systemic issue. And it was so dear to my heart, but I ended up burning out. So 2 years into the social enterprise, we had built something that was really amazing, was really impactful in the community, but the way that I did it was unsustainable. And that burnout was a critical moment for me. And it really gave me the opportunity to take a pause and to reflect on who do I want to be in the world? How do I want to show up? And really to lean into that being energy. I think up until that point, it had all been about like doing, getting like graduating, working, getting the next job, founding the next thing. And, it really is a gift that I was given to take this pause and to really look inward and ask myself questions about what I wanted from life. So after I burned out, I was seeing a therapist, but it still felt like something was missing. It wasn't so much that I needed to go into my past as much as it was that I didn't have clarity on where I wanted to take my life after this point. I felt like I was walking around in the dark. I felt very lost. And one day I vividly remember I just Googled therapy versus life coaching because I had been in and out of therapy a couple of times up until that point in my life. And I was like, yeah, you know what, like let's explore this life coaching thing. It might be nice to have someone help guide me. And it was after working with my first life coach, it was just a few sessions in, and I was so amazed by how quickly she could help me get to where I wanted to go. I felt like I had been lost for like years trying to figure out what I wanted. And this very powerful coach was able to just like really get at the heart of the matter with just a few questions. So I really appreciated our sessions together, and it felt like magic. And I was like, I want to learn how to do what you do. And that was the impetus that got me into coaching. Today, my coaching business, like I mentioned, is called Pause Impact, and I help people create what they're being called to create in the world. So I have both a one-on-one offering as well as a group coaching program. When I work one-on-one with people, it's really focused on looking inward and doing deeper healing. In addition to traditional coaching, I also use energy medicine, a form called Healing Touch. I use EFT tapping. I use somatic work. And it's a very gentle, yet focused approach to help people really understand who they are and their relationship to the world. A lot of times clients come to me feeling like they don't know what their purpose is, or feeling like they're destined for more, but they just don't know what that is. And I really believe in the power of the body and the wisdom of the body. So a lot of my work is helping clients look inward to find those answers that they already know. And then my group coaching program is specifically focused on helping purpose-driven founders build their ventures. And the philosophy there is, we can start creating what we want to create in the world, and then it gets hard. It's hard to stay motivated. It's hard to feel clear when there's like all this different noise coming at you from these different directions. So the idea is for it to be a community of people who are building their ventures together, who want to make an impact in the world, but also feel lighter doing it. That's my tagline: make an impact in the world and feel lighter doing it. So if it's not fun, you're doing something wrong. It should feel light. It should feel joyful. And that is the most impactful work that we do bring to the world. So the group coaching program helps people build something in the way of being that they want to commit to. That again, it's like our life's work. The vision for my coaching business is to, one, help people feel lighter in the world. I feel like as we grow older, we take ourselves so seriously. And especially when it comes to the social impact world, when it comes to nonprofits, when it comes to movement work, there's a lot of feeling the need to like force things and change things and a lot of anger. And that anger is really needed. And there is this alternative path where we do it with joy. And we can't replicate the systems that we're trying to overturn. And a lot of these, the injustice in the world that we're trying to heal, that we're trying to fix, is coming from it was, the way I like to phrase it, it's anti-life. It's taking from people. It's extractive in nature. It's all these concrete buildings. It's these oppressive forces. And what we're all advocating for is pro-life. Like, we want to live in harmony with nature. We want to live in alignment. And the vision for my coaching business is to help people embody that way of being intentionally through their own healing journey, and then to take their way of being out into the world, whether it's in a policy role or in a nonprofit role, and to shift the way that we advocate for social change into one that is lighter, into one that is rooted in love and also trusts in this higher power, and like releases this illusion of control that we have, and remembers that it is a collective effort. Like, no one person can fix the system, that it is a collective effort. The advice I'd give someone who wants to become a coach is to start with the coach training. Even if you aren't fully sure if this is what you want to do professionally, I think that having the coaching skill set is absolutely essential in today's world. My coach training changed how I showed up as a partner, how I showed up as a mother, how I showed up as a daughter, how I showed up as a friend. It increases your level of awareness so that whatever you're doing in the world, when you have those coaching skills, it allows you to do it with more presence and with more empathy. So my advice is to start with the coach training. You can't go wrong, and then from there to make the decision. I don't think you have to think about, am I going to be a full-time coach? Am I going to leave my career? Am I going to allow it to unfold? And that first step is the training. I would like to tell someone who's younger than me is to come up with your own definition of success and then write it down. Because there is so much external noise out there of what it means to have a successful career or a successful life. And first of all, it's contrary to the research. And the research shows that, at the end of your life, the number one indicator of happiness is the strength of your relationships. It has nothing to do with how great of a job you have, or how many degrees you have, or how much money you make, or how big your house is. It really is the relationships. So take a moment to think about, what is your own definition of success? Where do you want to be in 10 years, in 20 years, in 30 years? And not from the sense of what do you want to be doing, but who do you want to be? What are the being qualities that you want to embody? And write those down. Use those as your guiding light. And when you start with the question of who do I want to be, you'll naturally find the doing. The doing will fall into place. But know who is it that you want to be in the world. To me, coaching means helping someone know themselves. It's that simple. It's giving them the time, the container, the presence to allow them to explore what it means to be human in today's world. Coaching has impacted my life by helping me understand how much power I really have. It taught me how to step into my power, and instead of thinking that life is happening to me, that external circumstances are going to determine the mood that I'm in or how I'm feeling, it helped me realize that my thoughts drive my feelings. My thoughts about the circumstance around me is what determines the state that I'm living in. And that's such an important thing to realize. And I really wish that, we taught it in schools and taught the importance of managing our brains, because our brains can easily be driven by fear. And that's their number one goal, is to help us stay safe. And coaching taught me that I don't have to just listen to my brain's immediate thoughts all the time. I get to question those, and I get to choose the state that I want to be in. I get to make the choice to live in a state of inner peace and to have contentment and happiness in life. I learned so much about myself through the Coach Training EDU program. One of the things that really jumps out is the Enneagram, or the motivation type. I learned through the training that I'm a type 4, which was labeled as an artist. And I'm someone who's like very analytical, very data driven, very right-minded. And that was the first time in my life where, when I read the description, I was like, this is me, but I'm not an artist. And that gave me permission to start to consider myself more as an artist in the world, because I am a dreamer. I'm a change maker. I'm passionate about social change and imagining an alternative future. And I've started to see myself as an artist in the world. And that's been really fun, giving me that permission. So that's one of the main things that I learned about myself during the training. So by the end of my training, I felt fully confident in my skills as a coach, which says a lot. That within 6 months, by the end of my training, I felt comfortable calling myself a life coach. And what I did was how I started my business was I offered pro bono coaching packages to friends, family, friends of friends, and we would do 6 sessions. And in those 6 sessions, people could witness the transformation. So that's how I started after my training. And then from there, referrals started to come in. I started to build my social media business. And now I'm really grateful to be doing coaching full time and have a thriving business. The reason I chose the Coach Training EDU program was because I wanted to be an academic life coach. I wanted to help students who are in high school or college not just get on this hamster wheel and chase good grades with the idea of like, I need to land my first job, but instead to really look inward and know themselves better, so that can allow them to enjoy more of their educational experience. And the academic life coaching program was phenomenal. I had the chance to be with other teachers, other people who were really wanting to help students on their path. And even though I don't work with students today, the program set me up in a way to help people look inward, help people understand themselves better. And that's what I do today with people who are in the social impact space.